This video will show you a few examples of how to solve radical equations. We're going to start with the simplest radical equation, which is a square root of 5x minus 2 equals 3. So in this case, we have a square root, so that means this radical has an index of 2. So there's technically an invisible 2 right here, we just don't write it down in mathematics. So in order to undo the square root, we actually have to square both sides of this equation. The square root and the square on the left-hand side essentially cancel each other out. So you will just have an expression underneath the radical, 5x minus 2 equals 3 squared is 9. After this, it's a simple linear equation. Add 2 to both sides, 5x equals 11, and divide by the number in front of x. X equals 11 over 5. Technically, you are supposed to check these because they can have extraneous solutions. I will not check every single problem, but technically you are supposed to plug in 11 over 5 back into the original equation and see if it works out. Let's try to complicate things just a little bit. What if we have 4 equals the square root of x minus 1 plus 9? On this one, you cannot square both sides until you isolate the radical on one side. So the first thing we have to do is subtract 9 from both sides. 4 minus 9, that's negative 5, equals the square root of x minus 1. Now, before we go any further in solving this, I want to point something out. When we're looking at the square root of x minus 1, that square root is already shown with a positive in front of it. It does not have a minus in front of it, so it is supposed to be positive. So on this one, we are looking at the positive root of x minus 1. But what we have on the left-hand side is a negative number. So again, the square root on the right-hand side is designed to be positive. It doesn't have a negative in front of it, so it is supposed to be positive. What I have on the other side of the equal sign is a negative number. That is not possible here. So this means that this equation will have no solutions. That is going to be true for any even radical on the left-hand side or the right-hand side. Even radical equals a negative number. You will have no solutions. Let's try another example. This time we're going to go ahead and do a 4th degree radical of 2x minus 3 equals a 4th degree radical of 5x plus 4. Okay, on this one, you have the same radical on both sides. There's nothing else attached to these radicals, so you can go ahead and put both sides to the 4th power. That means the radical on the left-hand side to the 4th power and the radical on the right-hand side to the 4th power. Essentially, they cancel each other out. And what you will have is 2x minus 3 equals 5x plus 4. Now to solve this particular linear equation where the x's are on both sides of the equal sign, you have to put the x's on one side of the equal sign. So I'm going to go ahead and move all the numbers to the left and all the x's to the right. Negative 3 minus 4 equals 5x minus 2. X. Every time you put one number from one side of the equal sign to the other side of the equal sign, if the number was positive, it will become negative. If the number was negative, it will become positive. Right, like terms on the left, negative 3, negative 4, that's negative 7. And on the right, 5x minus 2x, that's 3x. You always divide by the number that's attached to x. So this is x equals negative 7 over 3. And once again, you are supposed to check these. So plug that back into the original equation and see if the right-hand side equals the left-hand side. I'll do one more example. Cube root of 2x minus 1 plus 3 equals 1. Once again, you have to isolate the radical first, so go ahead and subtract 3 from both sides. Cube root of 2x minus 1 equals negative 2. Negative 3 plus 1 is negative 2. Now, to get rid of the cube root, we have to cube both sides. Unlike part B, where we had an even radical equals a negative number and there it had no solutions, this time I have an odd radical equals a negative number, and this will have solutions just fine. It's only the even radicals that present a problem. So cube root and 3 on the outside, they cancel each other out. This is just 2x minus 1 equals negative 2 to the third power, that's negative 8. And then it's a linear equation, add 1 to both sides, 2x equals negative 7, and divide by 2, x equals negative 7 over 2.